Hey guys, TGKS Productions. For this GT Online video, I'll be showing you the disguised approach to the Cayo Perico Heist. So before I go any further in this video, I do want to say thanks to my friend and moderator, Messi28 Louis, or you might have seen him on YouTube as Bandit Cheekbones, who helped me out with this heist. So I greatly appreciate that. But before we go into the actual heist itself, I just want to talk a little bit about this disguised approach and really arguably when the best time to use the disguised approach is. Now, the disguised approach for the Cayo Perico heist is very similar to the Diamond Casino heist approach, Big Con, where essentially if you use it right, you should be able to get into a Rubio's compound undetected. And there's two things you specifically need for the disguise approach for the Cayo Perico heist. One is a supply truck, and the second is guard clothing. Now, both of the items needed in order to use this disguised approach, again, the supply truck and the guard clothing, are found in the heist intel mission, which has to be completed before you start doing prep work, and obviously the final. Essentially, in the heist intel mission, you're figuring out what primary target you're stealing from a Rubio's compound. There's also a number of other things you can figure out in the intel mission, such as secondary loot targets you can steal during the heist, as well as some infiltration points, compound points of interest, and then points of interest, which actually the supply truck and the guard clothing are categorized in. Now, one thing that needs to be noted about the supply truck and the guard clothing is these are among the points of interest that have random spawn points, which means for one Cayo Perico heist that you set up, the supply truck or the guard clothing may not necessarily be in the same location that they are in the next Cayo Perico heist that you set up. So that needs to be kept in mind. Now, with that in mind, personally, there's a recommendation that I have for when is really the best time to use the disguised approach. Now, essentially, the supply truck has 5 random spawn points, and the guard clothing also has a number of its own random spawn points as well. Now, particularly, I would say when arguably the best time to use this approach is when the supply truck either spawns at the airstrip or at the north dock. These are the two furthest points away from a Rubio's compound and will probably benefit you the most because essentially by using the guard clothing and the supply truck, you can just drive through all the guards right up to his compound. So you're the furthest point away from the compound and will be able to go through all of those guards on the entire island and get right to the compound. Now, obviously, keeping this in mind, you'd also want to have the guard clothing spawn somewhere near the airstrip or find the guard clothing somewhere near the airstrip or the north dock, because if that's not the case, if it spawns like say somewhere near the main dock or Rubio's compound, you would have to backtrack. You'd have to get the guard clothing and then you'd have to go back and get the supply truck, which really wouldn't make any sense. That'd be illogical and it would just waste a lot of time. So that's really, I would say, when the best time to use this approach is. And it's not that you can't use the supply truck or the guard clothing, or rather this disguise approach when it spawns at other locations. I just think, particularly with the supply truck, it spawns in 2 different spots by the main dock, and then it also spawns inside the compound to where, according to my friend, you actually have to shoot the driver in order to take it. So I think the other spawn locations are just a lot more riskier to try to use this approach. That's personally why I don't recommend it. But it's not that you can't use it outside of like I said, what I'm recommending. But I think this is honestly the best time to use it. Now, with keeping all this in mind, there's really not one particular way to go about this disguised approach because of all these different spawn locations for the supply truck, for the guard clothing. Like I said, I just gave my personal recommendation when I would use it. You'll see in this video that the guard clothing actually spawned not too far away from the airstrip, and I had the supply truck spawn at the north dock. So they were pretty close to each other, and they were also pretty far away from the compound to where I was able to take full advantage of the guard clothing supply truck, where I was able to drive through pretty much, or go through majority of the guards' cones of vision on the island, get right up to the compound, and then go from there. So that's pretty much all I'll mention there, but I also have a number of other notes in this video that I've placed throughout. I'm not really going to be commentating through the playthrough, but I do have notes in this video that can help you, with this heist if you want to see sort of how I went about it. But in any case, once again, thanks to my friend for helping me out with this, friend and moderator, and let's get into this disguise approach for the Cayo Perico heist.
Paren, esperen ahí. Why can't you assholes be on time for once, eh? Arms out, let's go. Okay, wait over there. They will bring it soon. Go on.
Mr. Rubio should really employ more suspicious guards. It's like taking candy from baby. Repeatedly. In fact, there is a story in my hometown. Actually, never mind. Your equipment is in the hangar.
Stay around here.
The control tower is just ahead of your position. As soon as it is disabled, I am able to send in your reinforcements. Remember, there are some tools we can borrow from Mr. Rubio's stores. We have locations of grappling hook, bolt cutters, uniforms, and of course, if you find keys or key cards, bring them with you. I can't even meditate anymore. How are the guards looking? Shaky? Nauseous? A little appetizer worked, huh? Good. You know, interface like this reminds me of good old days, before screens came to take over. Here is how the tool works. Wires go from the left side of the panel over to a number on the right. Chosen numbers must add up from top to bottom to make the target voltage. That's the number in the middle.
If it mauls you, don't fight back, huh? It was more than any of you. If I get another one of you to my door complaining about the water, I'll fix it myself. Grow up!
Good. System is disabled. Looks like compound air defenses are separate. Those we cannot touch. Okay, now the radar is clear. Secondary units confirm you are standing by. Charlie?
Airstrike standing by.
Rooster?
Hell, he is ready, Daddy P.
You are approaching the power station. You want to bring down the lights and CCTV. This is where you do it. Okay, no lights, no cameras.
What the fuck happened to the lights? Okay, I'm gonna count to three, and they better be back on.
GPS tracker confirmed. I have your position. I will also access compound CCTV once you are inside. The night is our ally, yes? Good for hiding, and perhaps the guards will be sleeping. Ha! This is one hell of a way to make a lot of money, huh, Capitan? Be careful. If you find a uniform for a disguise, it will not be foolproof. Give a guard a good look at it, he will see right through it. And stay away from El Rubio's personal guards. They will know you are not one of their own. Remember, cameras everywhere. Almost like Mr. Rubio feels a little paranoid sometimes. Do you have the truck? Are you all in uniform? You need to be if you want to go through the main gate. All right, next step. Find the truck and drive straight through the main gate. Checkpoint just ahead. Keep quiet and move quickly before they see through your disguise. Checkpoint ahead. Beyond this, the compound. Okay, time to focus. Things have been easy so far. Inside that compound, they will not be so simple. If things get out of control, stick to the main objective. Get into the vault. Okay, the lights and the CCTV.
Control. Hay un camión en la puerta principal. Atentos. Hold up. Let's take a look at you. Okay. ¿Se ve bien? Me voy a dejar pasar. You're clear. Go on. Go on.
Don't be fooled by your disguise. Be careful in this area. Mr. Rubio's personal bodyguards, they know their soldiers, and they will know you are not one of them, no matter what uniform you are wearing. Remember, the compound has its own air defense system. You can deploy recon drone, but your other support units will not be able to help you here. It would be rude not to check the safe, I think.
Those greedy bastards can't resist coming back. And this time, we are waiting for them.
Good, you are at the scanner. The tool we stole from the head of cybersecurity will find partial prints left on the scanner. You just have to cycle through them to match them up to the target print. You find a locked door. In my experience, you can also find the key. Is that it? Bravo! We are so close. Welcome back! We have the combination. Just take your time. Do you have the bonds? They still have no idea you are there. We cannot go out using the same truck. We're going to need another exit route. A new shift of guards just clocked in. Careful out there. Just because you are fleeing the crime scene of the century does not mean there is no time for opportunistic theft, yes? You like it, you take it. approach method? The Russian word means valiant jump from cliff. I keep part of his skull under my hat for luck. Do not get distracted by the view. If you fall, I did not bring hose to wash you off the rocks.
No, everything's fucking cool. Shit! Americano! Americano! I'm an Englishman!
Well done. The compound is done. The only thing left to do is escape. Carry on like this and they will never know you were there. Your chosen extraction point is on your GPS now. Main docks. Go. The plane you used to get here is still an option for getting away. By the sounds of it, Mr. Rubio is getting back in his helicopter. Watch out! Well, he sounds irritated again. You made it. Now, see if you can find the boat. Don't expect your uniforms to fool anyone now they know you're here. Attack boats in the water. Be careful. is up and transmitting. Guards' positions pinging over to your radar now. That is your signal, Victor. Victor, they know you can speak English. Bye-bye. Через 3, 2, 1. Ну что же?
In any case, guys, that is my playthrough / walkthrough of the disguise approach for the Cayo Perico heist. I'm gonna let you guys check out the award that you get if you do decide to take this approach. Once again, special thanks to my friend and moderator, Messi28 Louis. But in any case, guys, pretty much everything I want to share. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video. Be sure to comment if you have any questions. And as always, have a great day.